Welcome, viewers, to the 8th episode of Beyond Boundaries. We are keeping it consistent for you guys, arriving at your screens every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. So before we go forward, please do subscribe, like, and more importantly, share the video with your friends and family if you like the videos. Do comment down as well about how we can improve. Moving to today's, or rather this week's cricket news.
A lot to speak.
India, did we expect anything else from India?
No, I was expecting this because, especially after seeing youngsters perform in the third test, I had that confidence in them to build on it and be more powerful going into the test series.
Yeah, I agree. The way India came back on the third day, I thought third day morning, I was having a little bit butterflies because we were like way behind, like what, 100 and 200 runs out behind.
Close to,
close to 200 runs behind. And I thought if they have a 150 run lead, and should they score at least under 100 runs, 250 runs chasing on a day for a wicket, it's going to be difficult. But boy, oh boy, did Kuldeep and Jurel.
Wow. That partnership.
They dug deep. They batted really well. Jurel is like showing maturity far beyond his cricketing years.
Correct.
That is so lovely to see, and seems to be a very confident person in thought process as well, in his shot making as well. Techniques, shot making also very level-headed.
Maturity,
And what keeping on such low wickets.
Exactly.
I was impressed by his keeping. He was like bending and also talkative, also a little bit behind the stumps. So I was feeling is like active, also keeping the bowlers interested. So that is also a good thing. Then Kuldeep, slowly bringing out his batting prowess.
I think he played close to 140 deliveries, more than that. I'm not sure. But that maturity to stay with a youngster in the crease
and just missing out on half century, you feel bad for him. Then going on forward to that water bowling display in the second innings. Again, when England were batting and Crawley and Duckett Duckett didn't have a good partnership, but when Crawley was going for it, the bowlers kept to their line and length and strategy, and the wickets kept falling. And
we all know who is the savior. When it comes to Indian pitches and spin, the first name that you can speak of now is Ravichandran Ashwin. Top order was just rattled by him.
Ashwin. I thought Kuldeep's spell was magical. Kuldeep was more unplayable than Ashwin. For me, Kuldeep did a little too much with the ball to get wickets, I thought, but second spell again, Kuldeep was really good. Then coming back to the fourth innings when
we had to chase.
Again, Pujara, the new Pujara rather, Mr. Gill, he is the new Pujara. Like he's showing traits of what Pujara did before. And this is the third test in which he's performing well in the second innings.
Yes.
First time on it was third innings, and 2 times on the fourth innings. So he's playing on pretty bad pitches
just when he was on verge of getting dropped, or rather we were telling that we need Pujara back. So he's proving his slot in in test cricket. He has understood the seriousness of it, what we are thinking.
What was it that Rahul Dravid told to Pujara? If not you, then who? If not now, then when? Apparently, that's what Dravid told Pujara, and what an inspiration to take from and then perform like that. Before all that, Rohit also very positive start. Yashasvi Jaiswal again positive in his batting. Congratulations. This is like a very B-string team. I think so. In the top order, like half of our regulars are missing.
Of course.
And bowlers again, no Bumrah. And Akashdeep, forgot.
Class act.
Class act. You could have been so heartbroken that the first ball was a no ball, the wicket that he got. But no, he stuck to it and got a similar wicket.
Correct.
Brilliant bowling. I liked his bowling.
Akashdeep is known for new ball bowling even in domestic cricket. So he's used that expertise, put in his techniques right and got those deserving wickets. Full credits to him to get India onto that positive note right in day one.
He showed fire. No? He was bowling fast. Unlike Mukesh, I'm not bagging on Mukesh, but he showed more fire. Like that urge to, get that wicket was very good to see from Akashdeep.
Correct.
Brilliant overall performance from India.
Definitely. Jurel also reminded me about Prime Saha. I felt that in terms of wicket keeping, okay?
It was really
Let me
good,
be very specific.
Yeah, I would say yes, really good. I mean, Jurel is I think this is a find of, for me, the find of this series.
Yes. I mean,
has
whoever
been
scouted him is, I mean, credits at least to start off his career in this way. It's great.
Brilliant, yes. Moving on to the fifth test, building up to the fifth test. Do you see any changes, both the teams?
So I will give Siraj a rest and continue with Akashdeep and bring in back Bumrah. Yeah.
So I think so that will be the only change.
Yes.
Patidar will get one final chance. Now that Rahul is off to UK for some treatment.
Yes, and some of the central contracts have been taken off.
Yeah.
Connecting to that, Rajat Patidar will stay in this position.
Patidar has a contract, right?
Contract.
Yeah,
no, I'm saying Shreyas Iyer won't come back.
Won't come back, yes.
Anytime soon, unless he proves to be.
But he'll be playing the semis.
Yes.
So let's see. But there is one more news that Shami would likely be out for some extended period of time. That says even IPL.
Yes, that is the news we are hearing.
Virat Kohli, congratulations on being a father of a young boy.
Akai
Kohli. Congratulations,
welcome to this
Virat.
world. Yes, congrats Virat.
And congratulations to Kane also, Williamson.
Oh yeah.
He's also become a father or going to be a father.
No, he
is a father. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. So congratulations to Kane Williamson as well. Two under 19 champions and two world-class cricketers becoming fathers in the same week.
Going to the other news, you might have seen BCCI have released the new central contract list today.
Yes.
And one of which there was a rumor that Ishan Kishan will lose his central contract, and it happened to be.
But he was given a warning, fair warning. It was not surprise.
Yes.
Maybe BCCI taking a very hard stand on domestic cricket, which is good to see.
I think even it goes out that way, because even that way youngsters will start coming into teams. They understand the importance of staying in the cricket in the mode. Shreyas Iyer also
cricket should not be just a money grab opportunity. Just play T20s and walk away. No, it has to be the hard grind where the players who are playing Ranji cricket day in day 4 or day in day out should be given their due, which is good to see. The only surprising element for me was Shami. I thought Shami deserved an A+ for the workhorse he's been for India. Definitely deserved an A+. And Hardik getting an A and Shreyas Iyer being dropped. I mean, Shreyas Iyer agreed, he didn't play domestic cricket, but didn't deserve being dropped for how well he's played for India during the World Cup and off late as well. And Hardik, after barely playing, how many matches does he play for India? How does he keep an A rating? I don't understand. A new category has been started.
Yes, for bowlers.
Fast bowlers.
Yes, fast bowlers, and which is great.
So Umran Malik, I think Vishal Vijay Kumar, Akashdeep, and one more bowler, Vidwant somebody.
Kavirappa.
Vidwant Kavirappa. So let us see what that will give incentive to players to perform better or not.
I feel Shreyas Iyer's contract has to do with some behavioral issues, is what I am thinking. Let's see how it pans out in the future.
It has to be, it has to be. I'm sure even Ishan Kishan's behavioral issues as well.
So let's see how it goes.
I hope they learn from this and make a comeback to the team. Moving to the Trans-Tasmanian rivalry, New Zealand versus Australia.
Yes.
And
there was a 3-match T20 series building up to World Cup. But apparently Australia have won it easily, I would say.
Yes.
Too many changes in the 11 for New Zealand, if you see, and they were inconsistent. And I thought New Zealand would have been the dominant team considering they are playing at home conditions. But Australia proved how dominant they can be, Mitch Marsh being the man of the series.
And some stellar performance by Tim David.
Yes, there has been
Pat Cummins, Adam Zampa, Matthew Short. So some very good performances there. Moving forward to the next piece of news is women's IPL.
So women's IPL is happening around, and there's a lot of competitive cricket happening with the women. RCB topping the table. Will the women do it before the men?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Mumbai have played 3 games, won 2, lost 1. UP have played 2 games, won 1, lost 1. Delhi with the same scenario. Gujarat have lost 2 games.
Yet to be on the board.
Yes, yet to be on the board. Will we see them making a comeback? It would be very nice to see competitive cricket.
It will be interesting.
Yes, and a lot of Indian youngsters are doing well which is nice.
Yeah, like what our other hosts wanted the other day.
Yeah.
Shreyas and Shrikant. Your questions have been answered.
Yes.
Who are the players? Do comment down below, Shreyas and Shrikant. Who are the players that have impressed you so far?
Yes.
And in other news, cricket, in the IPL news itself, crowds, good crowds and good numbers.
You know why?
I agree. The ticket prices are cheaper, but still, when you see crowds going and supporting, even the players are saying it is nice to see such huge numbers turn up.
And there's an initiative where women's are given free entry, which is good. Something of this have to come in place for our IPL, men's IPL. Yes.
No, men's IPL, I don't think so. They're not going to give free entry.
They have to start from there at least. Because if you look at international games also, the ticket prices
are I would say, test crickets and all, you could give free entries if there are no crowd. Yeah,
correct.
That I agree.
So that's a good initiative. Hope to see something brighter there. Moving on, I think we have a couple of quick news that we would like to say. Happy retirement to Neil Wagner.
Neil Wagner, what a great servant to cricket he's been.
Yes, I
love his short ball deliveries, unlike some people in our team who think it is a very negative line to ball.
But it's amazing career, test career.
Very good test career. Very certain spells I remember the spell to Steve Smith even today.
He was struggling.
He was struggling, yes.
And Neil Wagner is someone who picks up a wicket when the score is some motivation.
Somehow he manufactures a wicket.
So happy retirement to him. And then we had a Associate Nation left-hand batsman scoring world record T20 century in 33 balls.
By Lofty from Namibia.
Yes.
And moving on to the last piece of the segment in news, Ranji Trophy.
The Ranji Trophy side of things, we had quarterfinals being played last week and this week. And we have 4 teams who have made it to the semi-final. First one was played between Mumbai and Baroda, which was draw.
Wow. One interesting
fact,
the record it was.
Yes.
10th wicket record, 10th wicket partnership of 230 odd runs by Tushar Deshpande and Tanush Kotian.
Yes.
Both hitting centuries.
It was a run-a-ball partnership.
Yeah, it was almost a run-a-ball partnership. But thereby Mumbai beat... Mumbai drew with Baroda to make it to the semi-finals.
Yes. Then we had Vidarbha taking on Karnataka.
And Vidarbha winning it
convincingly. Of course, Karnataka put up a fight in the first innings, but
second innings
they tumbled. Yes. Moving on, Tamil Nadu taking on Saurashtra.
Innings win.
Yes, that was a great win for Tamil Nadu. They're boosting their chances. Sai Kishore doing his bit. Baba Indrajit is in top class form. Let's hope it continues. The last match was between Madhya Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh. Great fight again, I think.
4 runs victory for Madhya Pradesh. Very close game.
And Hanuma Vihari fighting it out.
Heroics.
Yes, who cannot forget his heroics back
in
Australia.
He has shown it back in Australia, now he's showing it here.
But he couldn't cross the line this time.
There was no Ashwin to partner with.
And did you see that news from Vihari as soon as the game was done? He was asked to step down from captaincy. And apparently the statement made by Vihari was there was some political influence made to make another player play in the 11 and he had to step down. So things are not going in the right direction for some of the state board cricket.
But players are standing up, that I like, because they're not keeping quiet.
Exactly.
They're not being bullied down.
Some players talk about it after years of
keeping
retirement.
Quiet. There's no point. Talk it out then. Very kudos to Vihari for doing that.
A lot of news have coming up, right? Ranji Trophy, like we saw the teams, which was at Bihar.
Bihar.
2 teams turning up.
At the same time.
So many funny things happening around. Let's call out the semi-finalist now.
So yeah, semi-final games rather.
Yes.
Semi-final games will be
Mumbai taking on Tamil Nadu. It will be a
great game. Looking forward to that one.
Yes, and then Vidarbha.
Iyer will be hopefully playing for Mumbai.
Yes.
And Vidarbha taking on Madhya Pradesh.
Great contest again.
Yes.
Do you want to predict the winners? Who do you think?
I think Madhya Pradesh will win over Vidarbha.
Vidarbha, okay.
And I think Mumbai will prevail over Tamil Nadu.
Okay, I will go the opposite way.
Okay.
Let's see what happens, and maybe
see.
Next week our round of news will have you the finalists. That's it.
From the news segment, we are diving deep into our topic of the week, which is ICC doing enough for international cricket?
Yes.
Welcome to this week's topic. We have a very good one for this week. I believe it is something that needs to be discussed. It is whether ICC are doing enough to promote cricket, or is ICC even doing justice to cricket? The biggest question.
Yes.
So it is actually, I mean, before we start the discussion, let us have a brief history about ICC.
Yeah.
So it is an organization with 12 members currently, full-time members, which includes all the regular test playing countries. Other than that, maybe Zimbabwe, Ireland, and Afghanistan, and 96 odd associate nations.
Yeah.
Associate nations have little to no say in how the functioning of the governing body runs. But the biggest problem for me with ICC is that ICC's powers are very limited, and I think that is what is aiding in the problem of not able to promote cricket. It is maybe ICC can promote cricket, but because the powers is very limited, I think ICC is not able to promote cricket. What do you think?
Yeah, true. I mean, power is very much limited for them, and especially there are each cricketing board within these 12 full team members, right? And they have their own structure, council, and ICC have less say in it. If you look at the format,
literally no say.
If you look at the format, Test cricket, one-day cricket, T20 cricket, ICC's main call is only during the ICC tournaments.
Correct.
They do not have any control over bilateral series also. So ICC just gives you a structure. These many matches have to be played in the calendar year. You decide your bilateral series. You come up, and later it will be like, for example, take World Test Championship. Each nation is given their choices of who they want to face and where they need to travel. Never decided by ICC.
Correct.
So that way, when it comes, only these 12 team members who are already cemented their cricketing thing have calls. That is where I see a lack of cricket being promoted globally.
Yeah, to the viewers out there, before we move on further into this, what ICC does is, in general, is ICC governs the cricket like a watchdog.
Yeah.
Okay, so they train the umpires and they select the umpires and match officials for every game.
Correct.
International game. So this is what ICC can do and what they cannot do. So we're just bifurcating what they can do and what they cannot do. They monitor betting and other financial irregularities that happen, corruptions and match fixing kind of allegations that they watch out for. The maintenance of certain stadiums and the pitches, again, just
that's a bit controversial. Okay,
oversight.
Oversight.
And they assist MCC in making rules. They are consulted. It is MCC who makes the rules for cricket.
Correct.
ICC is the one who publishes the rule. MCC doesn't say it. MCC gives the rule to the ICC, and the ICC formally says this is a new rule.
Yeah.
So this is basically what ICC does. And the most important thing is it conducts ICC tournaments, like you said. So beyond this, ICC can only promote ICC tournaments. So that is the biggest pitfall I see when it comes to where. Also, it stems from the fact that when you go back into the inception of ICC, it was Imperial Cricket Council, something like that. Earlier. And the problem then was, up till 1965, only 4 permanent members were there. And the rule was that you had to be from the Commonwealth. So the problem lies in there. The Britishers are the root cause for the problem. Again, I mean, surprise. Okay. Yeah. So the problem lies there where they made it a very close group. Like it's an elite few only can play cricket. Other countries were not deemed to be. When football was its peak in the 60s and 50s, when it was going global everywhere, these people decided that only 4 countries will play cricket. So that there itself you lost a lot of ground to football. So that is first thing. And second is that even today you only have 12 permanent nations. Out of 200 odd nations in the world, you just have 12 permanent nations. And you can't blame countries like India, Australia and England because they'll only think in their self-interest, right? Their aim is not to promote cricket. I agree. Their aim should also be to promote cricket, but their first goal will be for themselves. So that is where I think ICC should be given a little bit more power. Somehow they need to get that power back where they can control and formalize cricket.
So when you look at even the board members of ICC, there's only one ICC chairperson and one CEO. And there is each country representative in the board director board. So which means whereas there are a lot of conflict of opinions which is going to come in the table when there is discussions happening around how cricket can be promoted globally. I'm pretty sure one of them would have bought about this because they want more and more nations to start playing.
No, they don't promote cricket globally.
Exactly.
They can only do it during ICC events.
Yeah. See, if nations like Sri Lanka, Pakistan, they themselves are not able to control their cricket in their country, how will they go about promoting?
So that is what. So like how FIFA has a structure where there needs to be this much in grassroots. There should be tier A, tier B. There should be a certain domestic structure that needs to be followed for your international team to qualify. There is nothing like that uniformly across cricket anywhere. So that is one thing which is big flaw. So this is where even MCC needs to look into the rule books and then change certain things whereby make it cricket more popular. The only way the sport will survive is when more and more people will play. It will be more interesting. More quality will come out.
Exactly.
You will be better for yourself. So many opportunities, right? Even look at the number of opportunities Indian players are going outside, because in India, how much can you play? They are going outside, taking nationalities and playing in other countries. Because for the sole reason that, there are opportunities. And this is a bigger issue that ICC needs to somehow address. I feel it is very, very important. At the root cause, your International Cricket Council should somehow. How do they do it? I really don't know. That is one big challenge for me also, because the individual boards have too much power with them now.
Talking about BCCI, the most powerful board.
Yeah, I agree.
Overall.
Yeah, look at how BCCI promote IPL.
Yeah.
If in the same way, if they can promote cricket, I am sure cricket will happen in many more countries.
Correct. I mean, if you see, there is one more aspect to this, okay? There's lack of sports knowledge within the associate nations itself. For example, Namibia, Canada, Scotland, you do not have a solid professional coach who can get their grassroots level people into the core team or move them one step ahead into the solid 12 members squad that we
it doesn't
have.
help that cricket is a very complicated game in terms of rules and that and this. So it's not like football where I think so presumably only the offside rule is like little difficult to understand. Beyond that, everything is simple.
That's because cricket is already reached at a point that where associate nations or below nations who is trying to understand what cricket is much more difficult now. That is the whole point. So what I feel is ICC should take a step. I mean, I don't know how.
Do they have the power to take the step? That is a bigger question.
I mean,
right?
That should be one of the goals, working with all the 12 team member boards.
To get one structure.
One structure. Make it more competitive globally.
I
mean, I might sound funny, but think about a ICC Cricket World Cup once in 5 years with a 36 nation.
Why not?
It might turn out to be great.
Yeah, it will do great justice to every single team, right? Whoever is getting a little. I mean, you look at Netherlands, how well they performed in this recent World Cup. I mean, they shocked 2 teams. I mean, so it is not beyond the realms of reality where a minnow team can come up, because end of the day, quality lies everywhere. It is just about unearthing that quality, and once you give them opportunity, they will definitely unearth that particular quality. In terms of what ICC can do is learn from BCCI and other boards how they promote their local leagues. Like how BCCI promote IPL. They wonderfully promoted. It is a business commodity where everybody wants to be involved. Look, a recent example, SA-T20. Again, the teams from India were involved. Look at how popular it was. I mean, in terms of viewership, in terms of stadium attendance, in terms of quality of cricket. I think so across board, it was very entertaining to watch. So same way, I think so you can take it across the world. I agree, lots of leagues are happening, but those just seems to be some money-making grabs by franchisees, which will not help. It needs to come from grassroots level.
Do you think there is an impact from the bigger boards like India, England, Australia, because they are overpowering ICC, at least by some margin? The other teams are not able to pitch in their views about promoting cricket.
Yeah,
like for example, West Indies Cricket Board, how many issues over the last 3-4 years?
Yeah, that is because West Indies have a problem of no unity among themselves because it's a group of 4 to 5 countries.
Yeah.
So that itself starts problems for them. So that itself becomes a big issue for West Indies. And then when you move on to something like what you said, where India, Australia and England are supposed to be the big 3 who control world cricket currently. I agree, India will want to do it. Any team will want to control the game. But the thing is, why are you letting them do it? If ICC is International Cricket Council, supposed to work for international cricket, or MCC is said and said. So that is what, it has become a group of elitist few. That is what I'm saying. No, from the start, how this body was set up itself is wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
Where only if you were part of a commonwealth, you could be part of it. And then all those things itself is wrong. So you already have lost good 50, 60 years to other sports, like especially football, which has become global. Such narrow-minded approach is what you need to take away. And that way I like FIFA because every member nation has one vote.
Yeah.
There is nobody powerful, there is nobody weak. Even India has the same, as India's vote is as powerful as a Brazil's vote in FIFA.
Okay, another thing that is running in my mind is, if you have noticed that BCCI gets most number of revenue share from what ICC is earning. Okay. And like BCCI, second is I think England and third is Australia and then follows the other countries. Do you think this revenue sharing should be equally among all the 12 team members, full team members? See,
this is where like it can be either that way or this way. If you think the person who brings in the most money takes the biggest share of the money.
Yeah.
But the problem comes when the person then sits on to that money and doesn't do anything about it. Like BCCI is sitting on such a huge pile of cash, but still we don't have world-class facilities in terms of stadium in our country. Yeah. What is the point of you having all this wealth?
But
if wealth, especially if it is your personal wealth, I have no problem.
Yeah.
If it is a board's wealth, it's a country's wealth. I mean, it's that cricket team's wealth. So it should be shared with the fans. It should be shared with the grassroots level players. So that should happen. Also, maybe they should think of a model where, yes, say suppose 100 million is the profit, and BCCI has bought in the maximum, so maybe BCCI share is 60, maybe you keep a cap, maximum you can take is 40. And so every team you keep a cap, and the excess you just distribute it among all other minnow teams.
Okay.
Maybe something like that should be worked out, and it should be followed hardly. I mean, because BCCI is not going to do anything for cricket. That is for sure.
But on the flip side, BCCI have helped associate nations like Afghanistan to come into that.
See, that has got a lot of political agenda behind it.
I mean, it
is geopolitics. But then you could have done it to so many other countries. But it never happened to so many other countries.
But right? I think it could be prospects from IPL, like Rashid Khan, Nabi, also having an impact on it.
No, it is not only that. It is because we didn't want, let us not go into the politics of Pakistan, and we wanted Pakistan busy across all borders and everything. So that is a different theory entirely. But that is not how you do it, right? Then you should have done it for so many other countries. That is what I believe. You could have done it for Zimbabwe. You could have done it for Ireland. You could have done it for Kenya, who were pretty mighty, fell down. So BCCI does what's best in their interest. They don't do what is best in the sport's interest.
Okay.
So when you are the council for the sport in that particular country, I believe that you should take care of the sport. But unfortunately, that is where, come on, look at it. How many of them even play cricket? people who run the BCCI. Until recently, when Sourav Ganguly was the president, even before that or even after that, they have not even played list A cricket. They have not even played club level cricket.
But there could be like instances, like let's take Indian football, okay?
It is one of the most poorly managed,
Exactly.
mostly highly corrupt because of only politicians running it.
But somebody like Neeta Ambani who wants to promote
that is
football,
entirely different.
Different,
So
right?
That is bigger poison.
So
I would say that is bigger poison than the politician poison.
What I'm
Maybe that is
saying
another topic that we need to do.
So what I'm trying to say here is not just sports people who can come up for this, but somebody who's actually controlling that revenue should take a call that this should be my intention. My goal is to promote cricket globally, and let me put across this as a cricketing board country. From my country, if I put that step ahead, let's see if others join hands. Then they can work with ICC together in promoting it globally.
Or more importantly, maybe when government takes a say, like suppose like you see in England, when anything football related, anything major thing happens which is unpleasant, like you saw in the Premier League when they were going to create a breakaway Super League, and the government bought an audit. They bought a rule in saying that if you do that, then you no longer will be allowed to own the team in England. So this is government stepping in saying, because it's a people's sport, it is government stepping in and saying that, you know what, we have control over this. So let us not be only money minded and do whatever which is personally beneficial to us. Let us take care of the fans also, the grassroots level football also, which is important. I think so. Even something like that, some watchdog should be there, because BCCI has zero accountability. They are a private body, so they don't release their books. They are not questionable. There is no whatever Mr. President and Mr. Vice President and General Secretary gives you, and that General Secretary has been General Secretary for how many years? Rajiv Shukla. I mean, how does anybody have such a long tenure? I mean, so it has to change. So BCCI, I don't think so, will act in best interest of cricket.
Okay.
Before we conclude, I just wanted to ask. Maybe, see, the change will not come from BCCI or ACB or ECB.
Yeah.
Maybe it is time for the other cricketing nations to band together as one, and then post a thing saying that let us all be equal. Let us all be equal. Whatever we do, we create a new set of rules. Thereby, we try to promote cricket at grassroots level across the world.
Yeah. So even I mentioned that a few minutes back. I did say that these are the nations who have to join hands together, create a draft, work on a plan to promote cricket, then have a word with ICC and go ahead with the plan. As you said, bigger boards will not go for it.
Yes.
Especially at these times.
Maybe it is for the fans to back the smaller countries.
Yeah.
Fans, even fans like me, fans of India, to back a general cause where sport wins than a board winning for their own ulterior motive.
Yeah, and also one point just to add from my side is that we should also start hosting nations, cricketing nations, whoever is playing cricket now and are still being an associate nation for a very long period, to come into our countries, play the brand of cricket that is supposed to be played, so that they build themselves into a better squad moving forward in the future.
Yes, and hosting the T20 World Cup in America.
USA, yeah.
America, so American cricket gets a boost.
Yes.
So once it is on American shores, there are a lot of Mexicans there, there are a lot of Europeans there. So they'll also look at it, and then there'll be some curious guys who will want to take up the sport and play. So this is how the sport grows.
Yes.
Maybe make it part of the rule that every other World Cup happens in a neutral venue where cricket has never happened like before, and then that way you can spread it out.
I mean, yes,
provided they have the infrastructure.
That becomes more challenging also for all the teams. But great, and
it becomes challenging, but infrastructure challenge is a bigger challenge.
Bigger challenge, yes.
I agree.
But once you have that infrastructure, I think the knowledge and grassroots level skill all can be improved.
Improved on, yes. And nowadays with drop-in pitches, I think so. Any stadium can be converted temporarily to at least a cricket stadium.
Yes.
So those kind of things maybe have to be looked into.
Yes.
But I think so we both agree that ICC is not doing enough. But also because they don't have enough power. So it is a combination of all cricket boards wanting to do something better for the cricket. Other than that, I don't think so cricket being promoted And
ICC cannot call itself a governing body, at least for now, because they're not doing so much. It's just because the team was framed that it was called Imperial Cricket Council or something, right? That is why you see a lot of, disadvantages. So yeah, hopefully we see something come up.
yes, do let us know if there are any other ways in which cricket can be made more global, more accessible to fans across the world. Because look at it, North America barely anything, Europe barely anything, Africa just other than South Africa and Zimbabwe, the southern bit again there is nothing. Afghan again, even in terms of Asia also, it is just the southeast belt, South Asia belt. That's it. Beyond that, Asia also there's barely any presence of cricket. So South America, list goes on. List goes on, yeah. So cricket has to be improved. Maybe fans from other countries will have better ideas. So do please drop in your comments. So until next time, hope you like the show this time around. If you have ideas on topics that we need to talk about next, do drop them in so that we also have fresher ideas coming in from our fans, so that we are giving you content that you want. So until then, do like, share, and support us. Let's go.
FanDaMentals.